welcome back to another video, and in this one we're taking a look at Smite's newest patch, Divine Dragon 5.16, and just right here, Chef Vulcan is finally here. Smite can end, we can just shut it down, doesn't matter, Chef Vulcan's in game, it's all I care about. I've been waiting for the skin for so long, you don't even understand. This patch is gonna be like a combination of a lot of cool cosmetics, as you can see here, we have Divine Dragon Bologna, obviously, and then balances. So they actually mix this one up here. I'll give you a little sneak peek. A decent amount of god balances, not a whole lot of items, but I didn't watch the patch notes, so I'm not sure if they're going to be good balances. That's yet to be seen, so we'll go ahead and take a look at everything. First off, Chef Vulcan. We already know what he looks like. We've seen the preview of it for like a year and a half now when the dude drew up the design, so...
Finally, after all of this time, Chef Vulcan gets to see some action!
Yes, absolutely. I cannot wait for this skin.
The thing about masquerades is people usually show their true colors. And their vulnerabilities.
Midnight Raven Isis. That's actually a really great skin. I love that. We got Admiral Al Kwong here, so a lot of people were waiting for this. And it's pretty much what I thought it was going to... Well, it looks a lot different than I thought it was going to be, but I mean, he's like a sailor. I mean, he's Admiral, so I don't...
You know what they say, a calm sky never made a skillful admiral.
But they actually did a lot of things different with his hair and like hair color that I didn't think they were gonna do. So, kudos to them. Oh, that's Shibalanke. That's cool. Titanium tracker Shibalanke.
This is ninjas for hire. You designate, I terminate.
Now, no, this wouldn't be considered. Like, is this a mech skin? Is it a robot skin? Like, because he already has one of those EXE skins, so I don't know what this would be considered. Heat Sink Pele. This is, I believe, the reward for collecting all of the Polynesian.
Hey, I was hired to do a job, and I intend to get it done.
And then we have Divine Dragon Bologna, so this is obviously the final reward for collecting everything in the event, so not a lot of people are probably going to have the skin, because it does cost a lot of money, essentially.
The dragons picked me to be their chosen one. Anyone willing to pick a fight with them will have to go through me.
Basically, if you don't know what it is, it's a tier 5. Every time you use one of her abilities, it's going to change the stance and change the way she looks, so it's a really unique tier 5. We have some news cosmetics. 5th anniversary avatar, Moon and Stars global emote, Midnight Masquerade loading frame, which I guess will probably go with this. Polynesian pedestal and recall skin, the fall loading screen, Chef Vulcan announcer pack, yes! And then Jeff and Barra announcer pack, that would be cool. Star Spangled Nike to the awesome chest. There's a fantasy point rotation. Chef special Kepri, my boy. We got some bug fixes here. I'm not going to go over. If you want to, you can pause it. A lot of god bug fixes. Morgan gets a lot of stuff changed. Now we have item balances. So we have a new item called Berserker's Shield. So in 5.14, we wanted to give basic attack focused warriors a sustain option that benefited them in a similar manner to how Gladiator Shield helps the abilities. All right, I get it. Rather than bundle these effects together, we separated it into a new item. Okay, so it costs 1,700 gold, gives you 25 physical power, and 15 penetration, and then 15% attack speed. And then the passive is hitting an enemy with the basic attack restores 1 health and mana. Basic attacks that hit all enemies in melee range restore. Wow. So it only costs 1,700 gold. I mean, 25 power is not a lot, but 15 pen, especially early on, isn't nothing to mess around with, and neither is 15% attack speed, especially if you're like Erlang Shen or something like that. So that could be a really great item. Gem of Isolation decreased the health from 250 to 200. Mystical Mail now provides 20% crowd control reduction. I guess that's on top of. We wanted to further encourage all players with this item. Okay, so that's just addition to what it already gives you. Decrease cost from 2,500 to 2,400 of rage, nothing too big. Talisman of Energy decreased the cost from 2,250 to 2,150. So kind of helping out the supports a little bit with the Mystical Mail and then the Talisman of Energy. Then obviously the Warriors. I'm excited to see attack speed based Warriors. See even Bologna. I'm excited to see what Bologna could do with like this and Gladiator Shield. Like, I don't know if that would work at all, but it'd be interesting just to see. God balances, Agni, decreased the damage of his Rain of Fire, used to scale from 160 to 300, is now 140 to 300, so just nerfing that early game a little bit. Late game's still going to be the same. Pwash gets, a lot of changes here, so increase the cooldown of his Undead Surge, used to be 12 seconds, it's now 4 seconds, or sorry, 14 seconds, not 4. Corpse Explosion decreased the initial damage. Used to be 90 to 170, is now 60 to 100, so a big nerf on there. This change was updated in 5.13, which was 3 patches ago, but was not included in the update notes. So does that mean this is actually a change that's happening, or are they just clarifying that that's what happens? Not sure. Empty the Crypts, increase cooldown from 90 to 100. So actually some nerfs coming to Obwash here. Apollo increased the Mesmerize duration. It used to be 0.7 to 2.3, is now 1.1 to 2.3. So a lot of early game buff there with that. Wow. So 0.7 is now 1.1. I guess that really just makes his rank 2 now his rank 1, and then everything else is just increased, except for the last rank that stays the same. So just a lot of early game right there. Increased the movement speed on the moves. Used to be 5 to 25%, is now 15 to 25%. So again, the early game, really focusing on early game there. Recently got knocked up to his ultimate. So the change, his utility is power. Yes, they didn't really say a whole lot, but clearly the early game was going to go up a lot. Wow, 5% to 15%. That's a 10% increase right there. Shock's passive is useful. Oh, okay, so Overflow, in addition to allowing the next ability to cast 0 mana when fully stacked, whatever ability is fired to consume the stacks has its cooldown reduced by 2 seconds. I like that. Shock was one of the first gods I ever played in Smite. I think it was Cupid, then Loki, I know. Then Soul, then Shock. I think those were the first ones. So I'm excited to see that. It's a big change coming. The Magic Codgel, I don't know how to say that. Increase the bonus damage to minions and jungle camps. Used to be 25%, is now 30%. Master's Will decreased the cooldown by 2 seconds, and then 72 transformations increased the damage of Ox from 50 to 210, is now 70 to 210. So big buffs coming to Wukong there. Nothing like too crazy, but cooldown reduction is always great, and bonus damage is always great, especially when it's a percentage and not just like base. Poseidon. Title surged, fixed an issue where, oh, that's a bug. Why is it not with bug fixes? Release the Kraken, normalize the knockup height of this ability from 300 to 400 to 375 at all ranks. It's basically just kind of evening it out, actually giving it more of the top end of it. Poseidon should now be able to hit an enemy knocked up by Release the Kraken with Title Surge. Alright, well, that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and hit subscribe for more content like this. I will be releasing all of the skins like I usually do, just whenever they release the PTS. It was late last time because the PTS was late, so whenever the PTS is out, those videos will be out, guys. And as always, thank you for watching.